Era.
Yo, yo, yo. Big shout out, big congratulations, big vibes coming in hot. Salute once again. It's really late. A little bit after 1 a.m. right now on the East Coast. But we'll get this video together. Cannot not make this video because today was such a great day. Decode 100% on point. Once again, another flawless day, another perfect day. When you have those, you definitely want to celebrate them, champion them, scream about them, promote them. Great start out to the new year. Great start out to the new month. We got some new eyes coming across the work, so it's always amazing to start out with a big bang. And again, underdogs are the best examples we can possibly have when it comes to Gematria, right? Because underdog, technically, in the eye of the average person, a regular sheep, the underdog is not supposed to win. There's a favorite, there's an underdog, right? So the favorite is supposed to win. So underdogs are, some of the greatest examples we have. And just another one to the resume, just another one to the belt, right? So as I always do, we always post immediate feedback from the community as soon as it comes in. Again, this is this is immediately after the game. Shout out to me, Flawless Night plus Underdog. Great job, Vic. Freaking incredible how you set yourself apart from anyone doing this work. Tip is on the way. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. JC says, great call. Appreciate you, my brother. Great work and a happy New Year's. Big shout out to you. Thank you. And of course, New Year, same me, because I'm him. You know what I'm saying? So, got a salute to the boy, Hasbullah. Okay. So, yeah, man, let's get into the work. If you're here for the first time, click that like button. It costs you absolutely nothing. Help me get the word out, because it's very difficult to get the word out across this platform. So thank you very much. But let's get into it. If you're here for the first time, what I speak about is what's known as Gematria. Okay, it's a numerical code that's synchronized with the English alphabet and language, and I use it to show how professional sports are scripted and they're predetermined theatrical theater that you're watching play out for your entertainment. It is not legit competition. The winner and end result is chosen well in advance before the game starts. And I show people this every single day. So, big shout out to the entire community. Congratulations once again on a flawless and perfect day, as well as another underdog to add to the resume, right? So, um, a great indicator of how on top of the riddle we were, how accurate the decode is when the numbers you specifically highlight before the game are they play out in the game itself, right? So whenever that happens, it just, reiterates how accurate and how consistent my work continues to be. And I say that, from a position of being humble, but at the same time, we're speaking facts. So the number that we highlighted today prior to the game starting was the number 61, right? And we're constantly speaking about numbers and their relationships, but if you take a look at today's NBA slate, okay, there was a bunch of games all across the board, right? The game started at 7 p.m. and the late aspect, the late games started around 10 p.m., right? So obviously, we go through everything. We go through every game to choose the best game that we decide to attack. One game, right? So just I want you guys to just imagine um, the level of confidence you have to have, not only in your own work, but the knowledge of Gematria, right? But specifically the confidence in my own work to wait all the way until the very last game of today's NBA slate and decide that the last game on today's slate is going to be the game in which I decide to confidently attack. Okay. Now, if the game doesn't go my way, obviously it's a devastating scenario because there's no more games on for the rest of the night. So pretty much if we would have lost today's game, it would have been a guaranteed loss, right? A guaranteed unsuccessful day and a negative result. But that didn't happen, right? And again, sprinkle on top of that, not only do I wait until the very last game on today's slate, but I also take an underdog. So I want you guys to contemplate the level of difficulty that is to wait past every other single game till the last game on today's NBA slate, and then take the underdog that's on the road. Think about that for a second. Okay? And that speaks for itself. It should speak for itself if you have a brain, right? But that's where we're at. Shout out to the community. Shout out to everybody who continues to support the work. And that's the main part about this, right? I let the work speak loudest. And it's amazing, man, when it plays out like this, right? So again, we chose the last game on the slate, super confident. We chose the underdog on the road, super confident, and it doesn't matter. Nice payout. And it was amazing, right? So let's talk about it. Today's game was all about the number 61, and we're constantly speaking about numbers and their relationships to each other. So 61 has a connection to 18 because 61 is the 18th prime number. Now, spoke about 61, but mainly we focused on the number 18. But there's a direct connection to each other of 61 and 18. 61, 18th prime number, right? Okay. Now, the interesting thing that happened was the Atlanta Hawks, not only did they pick up their 18th win of the season, but they scored 61 points in the first half. So, if you were a little bit skeptical, if you're just coming into this work and today was your first decode that you came across, just imagine the significance of prior to the game starting, I provide you with the decode content focused around the numbers 61 and 18, and then the Atlanta Hawks, as an indicator, score 61 points in the first half of this game where they can pick up their 18th win of the season. Now, I on so many levels, that's just like a perfect unicorn, right? The numbers we're speaking about, they're playing out right in front of you live, and it seems like it could possibly be totally random, but it's not, right? It's all happening for a reason. So 61 and 18, and I'll take you guys through the decode. I'm going to summarize it right now for you guys, okay? Out of respect for the people that actually support, pay for the content and support me, we'll go through it. We'll summarize it, right? So boom. Let me bring up the calculator for you guys so you guys are able to follow me. Obviously, it's that much more meaningful when I provide you a visual and people are able to follow along. So boom, I'll bring up the calculator for you guys so you guys can follow me. So 61 and 18, those were today's most important numbers, right? The Atlanta Hawks pick up their 18th win of the season, okay? They score 61 points in the first half. The first play of the third quarter between the Atlanta Hawks and the Sacramento Kings, the game was tied 61-61, right? And Sacramento Kings, when you write it out, Sacramento Kings equals 61 in the purest cipher right here. So Atlanta's opponent equals 61. Atlanta Hawks scored 61 points in the first half. The first play of the third quarter, the game was tied 61-61 when Sacramento Kings equals 61, and the Atlanta Hawks picked up their 18th win of the season, 61 being the 18th prime number. Now just imagine that all happening today, right? And then to take it even a step further, the Atlanta Hawks now being on their now having 18 wins after the conclusion of today's game. Their next game is on Friday, which is January 6th. In North America, you write out January 6th as 1/6, but in the rest of the world, they write the day first. So when they play their game on Friday, in the rest of the world, they write that date as 6/1, like 61. Okay? So all the 61s were on the board. 61. Sacramento Kings equals 61. Atlanta Hawks score 61 points in the first half. The game is tied after the first play in the third quarter, 61-61. 61 being the 18th prime number. Atlanta Hawks picking up their 18th win of the season, heading into Friday when they'll be playing on the date that could be written as 6/1. That's just the universe working with you and speaking to you. And it was a great decode focused around those specific numbers. And we loved it because they played out exactly in the game. Once Atlanta scored 61 points in the first quarter, you should have felt in the first half, you should have felt super confident about the decode. So congratulations once again to everybody in the entire community on another perfect day, another flawless day. And also, we avoided a bunch of pitfalls today as well. I got probably the most questions on Instagram and Twitter in my DMs about this Brooklyn Nets and Chicago Bulls game, right? And I reminded people about the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets and the possible 17 that could be picked up in this game, with the Chicago Bulls picking up their 17th win of the season. Brooklyn Nets equaling 170. In numerology, obviously, 0 has no value, so that could be looked at as the number 17. So Chicago Bulls pick up their 17th win of the season versus the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, NBA having their connection to 17, right? Chicago picked up their first win in the Jordan year, 2023, right? And they're playing Jordan from the Brooklyn team, which is where Jordan was born. Obviously, the Chicago Bulls is Michael Jordan's the team that he played for. So how significant that they pick up their 17th win in the NBA equals 17 versus the Brooklyn Nets, which equals 170, aka 17, as well as Michael Jordan being born on the 17th day of the month as well. And he's currently 59 years old, 59 being the 17th prime number. So all those were on the board for the Chicago Bulls as a home underdog, and it was a great situation. for the Chicago Bulls. The Brooklyn Nets fell as a -220 road favorite. So rest in peace to all that money line money that was on the Brooklyn Nets at -220, which is a reckless and irresponsible and idiotic recommendation to back the Brooklyn Nets, which is not what we did. So shout out to everybody in my community, as well as everybody who took advantage of a consultation today where I advised them that the Chicago Bulls plus the points at home was free cash. And turns out they didn't even need the points because they won the game outright as a plus 170 home underdog. So speaking about that 170, right, that I just showed you guys, Brooklyn Nets equals 170. The Chicago Bulls win as a plus 170 home underdog, right? So I'm just showing you guys the connection. And again, we not only did we have a flawless and perfect day, and we hit the Atlanta Hawks underdog, right, as a plus 110, plus 115 road underdog. We also protected the bag and advised people on taking the Chicago Bulls plus the points, or they, shout out to my veterans, my Sharks with a K, and my Sharps with a P, that took advantage of a plus 170 money line underdog with the Chicago Bulls. It's just a great day all around. Whichever way you want to spin it, it's a great day for the community. Everybody decided to just take advantage of great decodes, great content provided by myself. And we just focused on some great games with great prices. We're not a community that will ever recommend an irresponsible money line favorite. We don't need to do that, to get a win, right? We keep our money line favorites below -165 for a bunch of reasons, which I won't get into now. But yeah, man, the Chicago Bulls as a plus 170 underdog took care of business. You know what I'm saying? So salute and congratulations to everybody that was able to, benefit off that. My community wins again. Congratulations. We're on back-to-back, not only flawless days, but back-to-back 2-0 days. So not only do we today, the Atlanta Hawks win on the money line, they were a plus 1.5, plus 2 point underdog on the spread. So that was a double whammy. We took advantage of the 2 points. That was free cash. And we took advantage of the plus 115, plus 120 money line as a road underdog, right? As well as if people were able to sprinkle the Chicago Bulls as a plus 170 home underdog. If you paired those two games, if you were lucky enough to do that, sharp enough to realize and attack that, I'm pretty sure you brought home as high as 5x or 6x multiple just on those two games. So salute to you guys. Congratulations once again on another perfect, flawless day. Big ups to everybody. Appreciate the support. Please, once this video goes up, share it, repost it. Remember to hit that like button. And thank you once again. I'll tap in with the community real quick. Shout out to Brian in the building. Shout out to let's see, Kyung. Shout out to Guapo. Shout out to Bamboo Soldier in the building. Shout out to Kretz. Bulls and Hawks made me another bag. Great day, Vic. You already know. Big ups, big ups, big ups. Salute to you guys once again. Incredible. And I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Hope once again another great and great piece of evidence to further support not only my work that I continue to do and continue to provide to you guys, but just supporting the system of Gematria and how accurate it could be when you use it correctly. Again, it could be used incorrectly, but we're showing people how to take advantage when you use it in the correct manner, right? Back-to-back underdogs and another big underdog today too, with the Chicago Bulls advice, as well as the Atlanta Hawks, which was the play of the day, the Atlanta Hawks to defeat the Sacramento Kings on the road. So on that note, we're going to get out of here. And remember, as we love to say on this channel, Gematria at its finest, easy as 1, 2, 3. New year, new bags, but same results. We're going to continue to put the work in, set new levels every single day. You know, not get complacent, continue to push the work. And again, I'm promoting the community as a whole, continue to have and set standards for itself and continue to call out bullshit, frauds, liars, con artists, and so on and so forth, and have standards. You know what I'm saying? Very, very important to have standards and call out bullshit, man. So salute to everybody that continues to do that and operate that way. Be very cautious of the people that you do choose to support, you know, because hidden agendas and ulterior motives are baggage that you don't need to carry. So on that note, we're going to get out of here. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, show some love, click that like, and if you're not already a member of the community, the link will be in the description. The link is in the description of every one of my videos, and we're going to get out of here just like we started the stream with some vibes. So let's get to it, man. We're going to get back to the vibes real quick. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Salute, salute. Appreciate that, Brian. Thank you very much. Salute.